Good evening. Hi, it's Cassandra Joan Butler with Cosmic Connections. And I have to tell you, I had more distractions and delays tonight than I normally do. So, without getting into it, I can't blame Mercury retrograde, although Mercury's in the shadow. I'm glad to be here, glad to shed some light on our full moon that's coming up. And what a full moon is going to be. I actually have a picture of it in front of my face here. Oh, do I want to get my other book? Anyway, friends, welcome to Cosmic Connections. We try to get together during the full moon time and the new moon time. And if I, I'm really apologize for being so tardy. But tonight, what we're going to be doing is talking about, like I said, the full moon on the 9th. And what we're going to be doing here is actually looking at each and every one of your signs and give you an overview. And then if you'd like to have a little bit of a spiritual message, we'll do that as well. This is a very big week because we have the waning square of a cycle that began way back when in 1988. So that's the Uranus Saturn square. And as it is coming into fruition this week, we might be getting this amazing urgency to do whatever it takes to kind of ground and center some of our plans and our goals and really become a little bit more mindful of creating a sense of ownership with those goals, like to literally make a path of new foundations for ourselves. So that's the theme all this week. And we've been working on that for the past 2 years, trying to find a sense of order and consideration and foundation in the midst of a lot of different obstacles. And so that is what's going on for the next couple of weeks. And then the full moon is going to be shining its beautiful light on the 9th. And I want to share with you the Sabian symbol of that full moon. And let's see, let's get that for you. The full moon. Keep this in mind when we have the Libra time of the year. Of course, the full moon is going to be in the sign of Aries. So this is the Aries full moon. And as it's shining, it's illuminating the 16th degree of Aries. So you want to find where 16 degrees of Aries falls in your chart and 16 degrees of any cardinal as well. The cardinal signs, of course, are Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn. So there's this sense of moving forward in the Aries domain, because after all, Aries is the first sign. It represents our sense of identity. It's coming up. Let's talk about the actual full moon here. So the full moon itself taking place on the 9th, later in the evening around 5:50-ish. It's Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to have Venus very close to the sun. The moon will be rising, of course, in the east at 16 degrees. And I think this is going to be a beautiful full moon to illuminate what we are all about in the Aries part of our chart. It is going to be trining Mars in Mercury. All right. So Mars has been in the sign of Gemini. It's going to be trining that arena. And as it trines it, it's going to really help us find a little bit of a sensitivity with our what we need to do, our communications. Everything about communications is inconjuncting. Now, an inconjunct is what we would call an irreconcilable difference, something that's very difficult to find a connection with. So the full moon is doing that to Uranus, which is innovation. It's also going to be in conjuncting our Neptune. So there's going to be that sense that we're wanting to move forward in life, but feeling somewhat stuck. So that's going to be one of the issues. The other issue, of course, is that Venus is going to be coloring the full moon. We like that. But the Sabian symbol is two spinsters sitting in silence. So that, of course, connotes telepathy, intuition. I think we've all had that experience of being with a friend and having no words, just enjoying someone's presence. So that's going to be one of the issues that's going to be going on with this full moon, finding peace without the words. And keeping in mind, as Mars is in the sign of Gemini, what that has been alluding to and will continue to do so until January is the fearsomeness of angry words. Angry words. So watch your communications and angry words. Again, so the Sabian symbol is two spinsters sitting in silence. And as with anything involving a telepathy, for example. And for each of our signs, let me go through those for you. We've got Aries, of course, is shining on you. So the Aries people are really taking note of who they are and asserting themselves with greater charisma and greater sensitivity with their gifts. For Taurus, this full moon is shining up the idea of resting and perhaps doing a little bit of reflection, meditation, prayerfulness. That's the message for our beautiful Taurus friends. For Gemini, the full moon is going to be igniting friends, groups, and associations, sharing a light with those aspects of your life. For Cancer or Cancer rising, anything having to do with your career aspirations, the full moon will be shedding a light for you in that regard. For our Leos or Leo rising, anything having to do with communication, marketing, writing, teaching, or perhaps just getting out of town. It's in the travel sector of your chart. For Virgo, this full moon is asking you to really connect with that inner self and that inner confidence, that inner peacefulness that comes from internal power. For our Libra friends, it's about relationship, shedding a light on who your best friends are, who your significant others are, and how to become a better partner to your friends and significant others. For Scorpio, the full moon is igniting your work, how you're doing your work, and your health routine. For Sagittarius, playfulness and creativity. For Capricorn, having to do with sending a message to your home and family and regarding that with a new sense of reverence. And perhaps even cleaning the house or becoming finding forgiveness with family members, for one thing. For Aquarius or Aquarius rising, anything having to do with communications and also sharing your truth and your authenticity with your words. And Pisces, the full moon is shining its light regarding your income and your self-worth and value. So friends, have a great full moon and connect with its light, connect with its brightness, and know that the full moon of any month is about illumination. And this particular full moon being in Aries is going to help you identify wherever Aries falls in your chart. So have a great full moon this weekend.